You might lose track of what you got tucked away, way back in the back of the fridge. And then you are moving some stuff around one day and you find out, oh, I still have a can of that. Good evening, everyone. It's Dr. T back with a interesting episode. This is going to either be Redemption or Damnation. We just don't know. But it brings us to an interesting side topic. There's a beer short up currently, link right there, on aging beers. Because aging beers is done deliberately, and sometimes it's done inadvertently. You might lose track of what you got tucked away, way back in the back of the fridge. And then you are moving some stuff around one day and you find out, oh, I still have a can of that. And that brings us to our beer tonight. Our beer is from Rotunda Brewing in Annville, Pennsylvania. This is called Reaper's Sweater Weather. This is an imperial stout. Comes in at 8.8%. And then they barrel age it in bourbon barrels and condition it on some stuff. But here's what Rotunda has to say for it. Bourbon barrel aged for 2 years in hidden still barrels and conditioned on candied oranges, pears, cranberries, and subtle spices. Kind of sounds like they're going for that fruitcake angle, maybe. A little holiday themed barrel aged imperial stout. But I bought this, probably 2 years ago, maybe 3. So this has been sitting around for a while. Some beers really benefit from aging. There's more details in that beer short that I put up, but generally beers that are much higher in ABV and generally darker beers can benefit from aging. And we're hoping that's the case in this situation. And that's what brings us to that redemption or damnation theme. When I first had this beer a few years ago, I didn't like it. It was not my cup of tea. I found it a little bit astringent, and the flavors did not mesh very well at all. The spices were a little more than subtle, and there was a lot of roasty astringency on the back end when I had it a few years ago. So we're going to see if aging this beer for the 2 to 3 years that it's been sitting in my fridge has helped it at all. Annville is in central Pennsylvania, and you can, if you live in the state of Pennsylvania, go on their website and order their beer to ship to you. The funny thing about Rotunda Brewing, during COVID, Pennsylvania locked down. Bars and restaurants were forced to close. The only thing they could do was sell takeout. So what Rotunda did to try to drive takeout sales is any $10 or higher takeout order would get a free roll of toilet paper. And for those of you stateside that remember the lockdowns, toilet paper became a real hot commodity for a while there. So I thought that was kind of funny. Now, Rotunda does have some awesome fruited sours that I love, what they call the sweet tart. I'll spell it up here because they do something funny with it, because they're all wheat-based recipes, wheat ales that they start out as, but they're fruited sours. The sweet tart series are actually very good. But let's take a look at this bad boy. Not a whole lot in the way of head, which is expected for a couple of reasons. One, barrel aged beers generally don't have the greatest of head. Now you saw that head disappeared almost automatically. Still looks like there's a decent amount of carbonation there, but that could be an effect of aging, effect of sitting around for those extra few years in the can. Now I can tell you that right away, even from here, I can smell. Doesn't smell bad. It's complex, boozy, lots of fruit swirling through there. In addition to what you would expect from what they condition it on, the orange and cranberry, I do get a lot of like a dark fruit, almost like a raisin or a plum or prune. That could be signs of aging. In addition, I get a bit of like a toffee, like a dark toffee aroma, and a little bit of very lately, I get a little bit of licorice, which we may be edging towards Damnation with that one. Not my cup of tea. I don't particularly like that black licorice flavor. I like it when it's done very lightly, very mildly. Like if you put a little bit of anise in something, like a pizzelle cookie this time of year. Yeah, we can do that. But really strong black licorice flavor isn't for me. It's for some people, but it's not for me. But let's give it a try. Time has definitely mellowed this out. On the very, very back end, if I look for it, I get a little bit of a roasty coffee flavor. Maybe a little bit of dark chocolate, a little bit of bitter chocolate. But all that astringency and heavy roastiness is gone. It's just gone. Right up front, you get a ton of the candied orange, candied cranberries, a lot of bright fruit flavors. Not getting a whole lot of the spiciness. It's definitely much better than when I had it fresh. Getting a little bit of like a sherry note, which could be aging, could be a result of some slow oxidation creep over those few years. But it's drinking a lot smoother and a lot easier than when it was fresh. Yeah, the orange really comes through strong now. Get the orange right at the beginning, right on the tip of the tongue, and then it just slowly progresses. A little bit of tartness, a little bit of sherry, and then right at the back end, just a real subtle coffee note into the finish. I would say it as far as like a dry versus sweet finish. It leans sweet. It's definitely a heavier mouthfeel. Not syrupy, but full bodied. The candied fruits really dominate this now, which is a welcome change to when I first had it, I'll admit. So, what do we pair with this? We're going to pair a song that when I first heard it, I didn't like it. And I haven't really heard it since because of the style of music I don't particularly seek out or listen to. But I hear she's very popular. Tonight we're going to listen to Blank Space by Taylor Swift. Again, when it first came out, I heard it. I mean, when it first came out, I'm sure everybody heard it. It was ubiquitous, but didn't particularly like it. But we're going to give it another shot, see if it has any redeeming values on aging. Let's check it out. All right, folks. Here we go. Let's see how Taylor Swift's Blank Space plays for me after sitting for a few years.
Nice to meet you, where you been? I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought, oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next mistake. Love's a game, wanna play. New money, suit and tie. I can read you like a magazine. Ain't it funny? Rumors fly, and I know you heard about me. So hey, let's be friends. I'm dying to see how this one ends. Grab your passport and my hand. I can make the bad guys good for a weekend. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over, if the high was worth the pain. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. 'Cause you know I love the players, and you love the game. 'Cause we're young and we're reckless, we'll take this way too far. It'll leave you breathless, or with a nasty scar. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. But I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. Cherry lips, crystal skies. I could show you incredible things. Stolen kisses, pretty lies. You're the king, baby, I'm your queen. Find out what you want, be that girl for a month. Wait, the worst is yet to come. Oh no, screaming, crying, perfect storms. I can make all the tables turn. Rose garden filled with thorns. Keep you second guessing like, oh my God, who is she? I get drunk on jealousy, but you'll come back each time you leave. 'Cause darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over, if the high was worth the pain. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. 'Cause you know I love the players, and you love the game. 'Cause we're young and we're reckless, we'll take this way too far. It'll leave you breathless, or with a nasty scar. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. But I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. Boys only want love if it's torture. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Boys only want love if it's torture. Don't say I didn't warn ya. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over, if the high was worth the pain. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. 'Cause you know I love the players, and you love the game. 'Cause we're young and we're reckless, we'll take this way too far. It'll leave you breathless, or with a nasty scar. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. But I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
Well, okay. Got to admit, it's a really catchy song. I'll give it that. It's very, very catchy. And it's not as bad as I thought initially. Much like this beer, not as bad as I thought initially. Uh, One, I've never seen the video, so that's the first time seeing the video. The video's obviously very high production values, but in researching the song and finding out what it's really about, it made it much more enjoyable for me because I saw what she was doing, knowing that it was, as you saw in the video, a response to the image that the media had kind of put out there of what she must be like in a romantic situation. So that wry sense of humor appeals to me. So that did make the song a little more enjoyable. Did you think she said Starbucks in there a lot of times? A lot of people did. Yeah, you weren't going insane if you thought you heard a reference to Starbucks. There's a line in the song where she's singing, "Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll all tell you I'm insane." And it really, once you get it into your head, it really does sound like she's singing all the lonely Starbucks lovers. So much so that when the song had come out, she had actually had put out on Twitter that no, she wasn't saying Starbucks. To which Starbucks actually responded to her tweet saying, "Wait, it's not." Even her mom thought that's what the line was. It's one of the greatest misheard lines in songs ever. So that's kind of funny. The song is very interesting once you know the inside story there. That brings us to Dr. T's impact line of the song. Yes, a Taylor Swift pop song has an impact line. And what really caught me was towards the beginning when the guy had first appeared at her palatial mansion and they're sitting at that dining table. And she's singing about him, saying, new money, suit and tie. I can read you like a magazine. There's a lot of references to like psychotic narcissism in the song, but that particular line, I can read you like a magazine, really hit me because the typical phrase is, I can read you like a book, when you can, just look at somebody and know them, know what they're about, know everything about them, their motivations, their desires, etc. But by substituting magazine for book, one, it changes the rhyme scheme. But two, a magazine is much shallower reading than a book. So not only is the line saying that she can, look at you and know what you're about, but it's also saying that I can look at you and know you're really shallow to me. So I thought that was very clever. She's an amazing songsmith. She puts together songs that are catchy and have layers, and I got to give her kudos for that. She hates apparently being referred to as calculating, but take the negative connotations of calculating and set them aside. You know, we're not talking about like Machiavellian calculating, but she knows how to make a song. She knows what's going to work, what's going to be popular. And if that makes her calculating, so be it. Keep being calculating because you're kind of killing it, obviously. That got to admit, I think we're leaning towards redemption on both the beer and the song. Speaking of redeeming qualities and tangents, however, uh, if any of you happen to enjoy the pastime of the collectible card game Magic the Gathering, I wholeheartedly recommend you check out my guy Synox at Synox's Surplus. Link below. He has a weekly drip program where he's either busting boxes or running contests for random packs, and it's a whole lot of fun. The live drip broadcasts are a blast, but he's definitely, if you're at all into Magic the Gathering, uh, he's a great resource for you. So check him out, and no, he's not a paid sponsor. He should be, but he's not. But he has helped me out in the past. So say la vie. And while you're busy running around online checking out Synox's stuff, don't forget to give this video a like. When you subscribe, which you should do, remember to hit that notification bell because I'm putting out new content all the time. I wouldn't want you to miss any. But most importantly, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I love to interact. But got to admit, sometimes forgetting about something for a while and then coming back to it can pay off. This beer is drinking much better now. I was tapping my toe along with that Taylor Swift song and diving into the lyrics and the real meaning behind it, and I'm impressed. I hate to say it, I'm impressed. But that's how it goes sometimes. You got to keep an open mind. You got to be a free thinker. But until next time, my friends, keep drinking.